In this video, we're going to talk to Mr Sholem Potash about everything Culinary Depot. Good morning, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Lovely to spend time. Thank you for inviting us to your kitchen, by the way. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
So let's start with this. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about yourself and how you've come to be in the culinary world.
Okay, so I started out as a chef, executive chef, for many years. Actually, I started out dishwashing, but moved myself up to busboy, dishwashing, in the kitchen.
That's got to take a little while to do, right?
Yeah,
That doesn't happen overnight.
It took a nice couple of years, like 25 years.
Wow, okay.
You know? From there, I went into my own catering business. And being in my own catering business, I did tremendous amount of freelance work, moving around from hotels to other kitchens, other facilities. And, you know, and every kitchen, every facility needs to structure based on the menu that I move with. So
right, so what you're talking about here is a lot of variety, everything from restaurants and hotels to, what are some of the most unusual places?
Tremendous variety.
What are some of the most unusual places?
A cruise ship.
Really, a cruise ship?
Yeah.
So now this has to be quite different in terms of what you need in this kind of kitchen.
Sure, it's got to be bolted to the ground. It has to be very stable, and you know the electric's different, the gas is different. All kinds of different situations where you have to come in to be creative, move things around. You know, every kitchen where I would come into, I would have to move this here, that here. And to top it all off, I was doing kosher. So when you're doing kosher, number one, you're dealing with two kitchens.
Right, of course.
You're dealing with a dairy kitchen, you're dealing with a meat kitchen. And same thing with dishwashing. You're dealing with a dishwasher that's meat, a dishwasher that's dairy. So throughout the facility, it's double the amount of space, double the amount of equipment.
So now you, over the course of time, you're getting experience basically setting up, because you have to, for catering, lots of different kinds of kitchens. Where did that lead?
So that led to where we're sitting here right now today. At a certain point, I became the expert. And anybody in my community and people I knew, friends, whether it's other chefs, okay, Mr. Potash, tell me, I'm going to build a kitchen. Where do I start? You know, so that's where I came in. I gave him my advice, you know, based on his menu, based on his type of restaurant he was doing, whether it was kosher or non-kosher, whether it was Italian or Greek or Mediterranean. That's how I was able to start from, okay, so I have your menu. Now we see, okay, what equipment do we need to produce this type of a food? And we start from scratch. We start with the exhaust system, and we take it from there. We continue
to build from there.
Right.
So let me ask this now, just staying with Culinary Depot for a moment, and we'll talk about commercial kitchen design in a moment. So Culinary Depot began because you had 25 years of experience in lots and lots of different places, and people came back to you asking you for advice and advice and advice. When was the moment where you thought, you know what, so many people are asking me for this free advice, maybe it's time to build a business out of this. What happened then?
So what happened was it was consuming a lot of my time, where I started realizing, okay, you know, so let me do this professionally. And I started designing. I learned how to do CAD designs and how to do.
Sounds technical.
It's not so technical. It's just something that you have to know. It's like anything else. You know how to broil a steak. You learn how to do that. You learn how to do work around to do a good design for somebody. And once I started doing design, they said to me, okay, so where do I buy this? Where do I get this? Where do I get the best price? Where do I get the best, which company should I buy? Should I buy Vulcan? Should I buy Garland? What should I do? Mr. Potash, what am I going to do? Chef. And based on the menu and based on his needs and based on the space, we decided to give him, whether it was Vulcan, Garland, or any of the true refrigeration, you know, what size walk-in box would he need? What size freezer would he need? all based on the menu and facility and how many people it's going to serve. Okay, so I went out and I did some homework, since I knew already who's selling, who's buying, and I started selling. At some point I was delivering the whole package, basically a turnkey operation.
So can you give me a sense therefore, one thing that people don't know about Culinary Depot, they don't know much about it past, so we're sharing some of that now.
Right.
But also they don't get a sense of the scale of the thing. I mean, this thing is quite substantial now. Can you give me a snapshot? Where are you guys at today? How big? Give me a sense of what the operations like.
So first of all, we have between 90 and 100 employees already. And we have different channels. From these 90, 100 people, there's many, many channels. You have the government channel. You have the contracting channel, which means the hotels, the big facilities, the big catering halls. And then you have the local business. We have a showroom where we are, and we have the local business, any deli, mom and pop type of operation, and we'll do that. Then we have some internet business. That's where we come in with the knowledge. We train our people very well. When somebody calls in, and I've given over what I have learned to those people, and that's very important. And then they train in the products. They get special training, whether it's warewashing, whether it's grills and the lines, the ventilation systems. So they get a very enhanced training from turnkey, from the beginning of the operation to the end of the operation. So anybody that calls in and has a specific question or wants to start a business, they'll just do what we did. They repeat themselves, and they just do it better and better than I can ever dream of doing.
So it sounds like you've grown from your own expertise, a bunch of other experts now working at Culinary Depot, so that when you call up, you've got really that wealth of knowledge and experience to draw on. Does that sound like a fair?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's definitely, that's what we're talking about.
All right, terrific. Well, look, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing a little insight on where it's come from and where Culinary Depot is right now. For those of you who'd like to find out more, please visit us online at culinarydepot.inc.com, culinarydepot.inc.com, where you can find out all contact information to get in touch with us by phone, email, through our email form, also all the equipment that we sell, and access to all of our knowledge and experience through culinarydepot.inc.com.